This is probably going to be the most difficult video I have ever made on this channel. It is about letting go. Today I'm going to show you exactly what I do in order to let go about the things I want to manifest. And I'm going to give you an example starting with this channel. I think you're going to really enjoy it. You're going to be told how to let go in a practical sense, in a sense of someone who's been there before and who still struggles. I still struggle with this stuff. It's extremely difficult. Letting go and being okay with your current circumstances is by far the most difficult and complex part of the law of attraction. This is where people will start to give up and move on with their lives and kind of go autopilot and just let things happen to them. But you're different. You're watching this video because you want to know how I do it. So I'm going to give you my 5 ways of how to let go of what you want to manifest. And I really think you're going to like this. It took me forever to figure out my way of doing it. A lot of people have different ways. You know, some people just say affirmations over and over again. Some people just when they think about it, they just constantly think about it and somehow manage to not get needy, which I talked about a lot on this channel. But before all of that, if you're new here, I am Kai Valentine. I make horrible, horrible jokes that hopefully you laugh at, or you laugh at me, which in turn makes you happy, raising your vibration, and therefore gets you that Lamborghini you want so badly. And as in the last video, we know that getting a Lamborghini makes you want to sleep with them a lot. But anyway, I teach all about the law of attraction, spirituality, getting closer to the J-Man, who is Jesus, as well as showing you how to manifest whatever it is you want. It doesn't matter what your religion is. Also, you become a spiritual warrior by hitting that subscribe button, joining the family, and hit that like button if you really want to help me out. So let's start. Hey everyone, and welcome back. Let's get into it right away. This is how to let go. Please forgive the rambling. Some of this stuff is better explained if I just relax and talk and just see what happens. It is that difficult. I don't want to give you some cookie cutter answer. When people ask me this, it's usually an hour-long discussion with, my friends and family. I will say that you will never be perfect at it. You will never be perfect at letting go. If we were perfect at letting go of things, we would never want to manifest because we'd just be happy, which is paradise, really. But that's not possible for us. We are humans, we strive, and we keep wanting to grow. The people who don't want to grow die off or just live boring lives. And I guess the word is they're one-dimensional and they don't want to experience life to its fullest. Maybe their dad and their parents were just, they go to that day job, they come home, they sit down on the couch, they drink a beer, and that's it. Some people grew up that way, and some people break away from it and experience life for what it is. They eat their food and they concentrate on the flavor. They drink their drinks and they enjoy the sensations of it running down their throat. That's you, okay? So just know that nobody's perfect. I don't care what book you've read in the law of attraction. You're not perfect. Neither am I. We're going to make mistakes and we're going to become needy. We're going to just constantly think about this desire, but it goes away. It does go away once you do these 5 steps. So it's been 5 minutes and I still haven't told you. So let's get right into number 1, is realize that even if it doesn't happen, realize that if this all doesn't work out, you won't have it anyway. So what's the point in stressing out about it? That sounds so harsh, and it sounds harsher than what it is. What I'm trying to say is, let's say it is a Lamborghini that you want. I need to take a sip. This is the one that if you get upset, this will upset you the most out of the other 5. And stick to the very end, because I have an affirmation that I say when I think about my desire. This is by far the hardest part to get through. Let's say you want that Lamborghini, and you want it so bad. That's all you think about all day. I won't be happy until I get that Lamborghini. That's how needy you are for this thing. You just can't seem to let it go, so you want to comment on my channel asking me how to let go. That was the last comment I just read. I was like, you know what? Screw it. I gotta freaking do this. I gotta just man up and do it. Realize that you may not get it, okay? I guess that's the best way to say it. If it doesn't work out, then you did all this worrying for nothing. So it's not even worth it. It's very hard to explain. I'm not saying to give up on your desire. I 100% think it's possible, okay? But by realizing that if it doesn't work out, that you're not gonna have it anyway, hopefully that reduces the stress about it, and it shows you that, hey, the more I keep worrying about this thing, the more I'm going to push it away. That's probably the best way to say it, better than the way I wrote it down. You just have to know that you are squeezing the thing that you want to death. You are literally, you have your hands clasped around its throat and you're choking it to death. So you have to learn to be happy without it. That's the worst way to explain it, because that's the way most people explain it. But the way I would explain it, and the way that people are gonna click off this video, is realize that if this all doesn't work out, that you won't have it anyway, so you might as well be happy now. I really hope that made sense. I'm gonna move on to numbers 2, 3, 4, and 5, because I think once we hit those, you'll have a better understanding of 1, okay? If this all doesn't work out, if the law of attraction isn't real, and you know, God doesn't exist, which I hate saying, God is just like burning my tongue, then you wouldn't have it anyway, so why worry about it? Why even worry? You're doing the best you can, okay? Number 2 is ask, what would your life be like after you got your desire and a year had passed? Now, everyone I ask this to always says, oh, I'd be happy about it just as much as the day I first got it. It's not true. You're not going to. Just like anything, our dopamine releases less and less the longer we have something. Of course, there are ways to increase that back up again by showing gratitude, which I hope you're doing. By the way, this gratitude also helps, but I did not include it in this list because I always talk about gratitude. You have to see that point of view. Put yourself in that point of view from a year from now. You have that Lamborghini. It's not like you're thinking about it all day anymore. No, you're on to the next thing, okay? Which is a problem when we're gonna get to that. But a year from now, you have this Lamborghini. It's not new anymore. You're used to people googly eyeing over you. Is that the word? They're ogling over you. You're used to all of that. And I want you to be at that place. I want you to be at that place where this is normal. It's a normal thing to have this vehicle. This is everyday life. You don't think about it all day. You buy a loaf of bread, you don't think about it for in 3 days. You're like, oh my God, I am so happy I have that bread. I mean, you might be if you're like really hungry and like, oh, good thing I didn't forget it. But imagine yourself a year from now and you have the thing and you're happy and you're content and it's normal. And you're not worrying about it anymore. But be careful with this. You do not want to get into a cycle of once you have something, you're on to the next thing. This is probably the thing I get wrong the most. So I'm warning you, most likely, I'm so bad at this, you most likely do this better than me. So I'm basically, what do they say? When I teach you, I'm actually teaching myself. So me speaking it out loud is actually helping me. I have this constant need for more and more and more, all right? And a good thing that Bob Proctor says is we should be happy with what we have, but not content, okay? We're constantly pushing for more. But for me, it's a desire for more, and that's just very unhealthy. Not only is it unhealthy, but it makes me reduce the dopamine that's released in the things that I have now. So stop trying to get that newer thing every time. Pull yourself back and realize, man, I have it good. And that's the lamest thing. You're like, well, you know, it could be worse. You could be someone in Uganda starving or whatever. It's like, it doesn't work for me. But it does work for me when I think about the depression that comes with wanting the next big thing over and over and over again. You're always looking for that new high. You're chasing the magical dragon, as I think heroin users say. I'm not sure. It always comes to drugs on this channel. But speaking of this channel, there's no good place to input this, but realize this. I should not have, 1,400 subscribers. I just shouldn't. I am by far the strangest person to have a spiritual channel. I make wiener jokes, for God's sake. I made masturbation jokes. I've made bestiality jokes. And yet my channel's growing. It shouldn't exist. This shouldn't be possible, okay? It shouldn't be, but it is. And it's happening. And you know what I do? I thank you guys every day. Every time I make a video, I show gratitude. Sometimes I don't even want to make a video and I still show gratitude despite, me being in a fit of depression or a fit of horrible anxiety. I still go through those things, but I keep coming back. And that's what I want you to take away from this is if Kai Valentine can make a spirituality channel while still making wiener jokes, I think it's more plausible for me to get that Lamborghini than him growing on YouTube. And he's growing on YouTube, so yeah, I went through a dark time because I wanted to make these jokes. I wanted to be myself 100% and still talk about God and Jesus. And I think, I hope I reach out to people who want to relax and enjoy a good talk of religion without being a Bible thumper. So I think that's a really interesting way to look at it. So if Kai Valentine is growing, you can get what you want, really. You really can. Another thing is, I am not happy where Kai Valentine is. I have been using the law of attraction for many years trying to grow this channel. And you would think that I would give up. And there have been multiple times where I wanted to give up. I don't make a lot of money off this. I don't make any profit, that's for sure. But I am making money now. It's like $90 a month, which is cool. I'm super grateful for that. Obviously, it goes to editing, but it's not where I want it to be. And sometimes I look at the subscriber list and I'm like, man, this sucks. I keep asking for people to like and subscribe and a lot of people don't. I had a shirt out for cancer cure research. No one bought it, but I keep going. And if we were side by side and you were doing the same thing and you stopped and I kept going, I would always have more subscribers than you. One day I will have 10,000 subscribers. Could be a year from now, could be tomorrow, could be 10 years from now, but you won't because you stopped. And you stopped because you kept worrying about it all the time. And it finally just made you quit. That's what this whole worrying about what you want is going to do to you. It's going to make you quit. So a big question that a lot of people ask me is how much thinking about something is too much when it starts to stress you out. When you start feeling negative about something that you want, you're thinking about it way too much. You need to relax. When you think about it, it should make you smile, makes you want to laugh, makes you feel happy, and then you can kind of let go of it and move on. There's no certain amount of thought on something that will make it happen. What really is important is, actually we're gonna get into it right now, is number 3. You have to give yourself a set amount of time, like me, each day in order to visualize and have fun with the desire that you want. This is supposed to be a 5-minute video. It's like 15 minutes. Give yourself time every day to enjoy your visualization. That way at the last part of your day, if you're stressing about this thing that you want, just know that you already put your time in. You already put your visualization in. You set dedicated. It's like destimate and dedicated. You dedicated time to this visualization. You showed the universe, you showed God exactly what you want. You're moving towards it every day, but that doesn't mean you have to think about it for the rest of the day. You are going to be absolutely miserable if you do that. And by stretching it out throughout the day and just constantly putting energy into this thing, it's gonna wear you out when you could really condense it into one extremely happy moment of your life, okay? You should be happy throughout the rest of the day. You should have your energy up. That's going to help you out a lot. But you want this condensed amount of time, and that's really going to be powerful. It's subjective how much time you need to think about something. And even just saying that out loud, if you're asking yourself that, you're thinking about it too much. So set more than 5 minutes, I would say. I would say 10 minutes every day. And I'm gonna tell you in the bonus what you should say every time it comes up in your head after you have done your set amount of time. So the 4th thing is realize it's the experience that you want. Most things in life that we have a desire for is an experience. If it's a car, you want the experience of driving it. You want the experience of picking up the girl, the guy, whatever. You want the girl, you want the guy, you want that experience, you want that sexual experience, you want to find love. It's all experience, We could call it whatever. We could call it feelings, but I'm gonna call it experience. You can have the same happiness and enjoyment of that experience right now. Just by being alive. I mean, that's a huge thing. A lot of people die every day and you're still here, which I know is a bad example. It got so dark there for a second. No, but it's all about experience and you can enjoy it right now. One day you're gonna look back and realize these are the best times of your life. You're gonna spend that worrying about something that you don't have. And when you do have that thing, you're just gonna look for the next big thing. You're gonna be so out of practice of enjoying the now that when you get that Lamborghini, you're not gonna enjoy it. So realize it's an experience. And I hope that made sense. Again, this is a very difficult thing to talk about. And number 5 goes perfectly with this, is to enjoy the process. Probably the lamest tip, by far the lamest tip that I have, but it's probably the most important. Whenever we enjoy the experience of hitting goals to get towards our big objective, our big goal, you know, we make smaller goals for the big goals, and we're hitting those small goals. If we enjoy that experience, not only is it going to keep us going, it is going to, you are now on autopilot to getting your desire. You're on autopilot to staying out of the neediness zone. You're on autopilot of having let go. If you can enjoy the experience and enjoy everyday life, you know, as much as humanly possible, because we're all gonna have bad days. You're gonna have more needier days than others, but it's the people who don't quit that finally get their manifestation. So enjoy the process. And so for the bonus, and if you do enjoy this kind of stuff, by the way, please hit that subscribe button and join the Valentine family. I make videos like this all the time explaining very difficult things the best way I can, as if you were my friend, because you are my friend. Right? No. Okay, so please hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate you. The bonus is I want you to say, my desire will manifest in divine time. It's amazing. You break that down, it's beautiful. We don't know when the manifestation is gonna come. Yeah, guys like me, we make videos, you know, manifest in 1 hour, manifest in 24 hours, but the videos always end up being sort of the same thing. These are the steps that you do, and in a day, if you don't get your manifestation, you're still happy. You're still happy, and that's always the takeaway, is enjoying the process. And by saying it's going to happen in divine time, that means it's going to happen in the perfect time. The time God, the universe wants you to experience that. And when you experience that, it'll just be like another day in the past because you're already super happy. And it's easy for me to say, but really it's not. That is a difficult thing for me to swallow. And some days are better than others, but when you finally grasp this, and I have, but some days I don't, but most days I do, you're going to be a lot happier. And I can tell you definitively, right now, you can manifest whatever it is you want, as long as, you know, you can't jump off a building and live, obviously, but you can manifest whatever it is you want. I'm living proof. I have a channel where I make horribly crude jokes, and it's still growing. And my audience is a very spiritual group, but we're finding out that we like the humor, you know? So if my channel can grow, you can do whatever it is that you want. And that's just freaking awesome. So again, the bonus, and I want you to comment this down below. Also, it helps the YouTube algorithm, is my desire will manifest in divine time. Guys, thank you so much. Here, see, there it is, the gratitude. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you. It's funny to sit back and look at the subscribers and be like, wow, I started from 1. I used to make videos that would get no views. And all YouTubers say that, but really for me, I didn't blow up. I still haven't blown up, but seeing 1,400 subscribers is mind-blowing to me. And when you take a step back and you look back at the times of making the videos and getting bugs stuck in your ear because you're doing it outside, those were the good times. So make today the good times. I'm Kai Valentine. Good night.